Fireflies, because now we're going into the evening section, and that most likely is probably where the Firefly is going to be. But there is a lot of other Fireflies in other locations, guys. It's not just that one. Looks like Junshi is going to go through with the first fight here, and obviously it's not going to his advantage here. Junshi ends up getting parried into that.
I don't even want to talk about it, bro. I don't want to talk about it, bro.
That had me. Woo, need some water after that one.
An immense parry. An immediate kill selection. Now, Roishishi, on the other hand, he's rocking. Pace found the elimination just like water. He's just going to go ahead and just drink it up because now it comes out to Akame to make this work because he doesn't have a soul bloom. He didn't pick up a Firefly. Pace, though, is at 56%. He's going to go for this confirmation if you're looking for it. Finds the V1, misses. And I think Pace is actually going to look for Akame here when it comes to his advantage of just finding a better gear selection. But there's a horizontal being released here from Akame. Of course, he is building up rage passively here as he's dealing damage and taking damage at the same time. But Fireflies has S Winery and Windwell Gorge. A little bit of a weird rotation that he's going to have to make if he's in order to do so. But he's at the corner where he can get out of this building. But he's looking to opt in for some loot, finds blue armor. And as he avoids the RMB from Akame, he looks for a Scare Rush to reinitiate to this fight. Remember, Forbidden Steel, no ultimate cast, guys. And of course, Pace finds his RMB from Akame again, but a Soul Break is released. Akame is putting the pressure out here. Gonna get caught to the uppercut. RMBs to the RMBs. 1, 2, 3 is not gonna be released. He's gonna delay it to try to initiate a back dodge. And of course, Akame has ultimate here. Let's take a look and see. And it's gonna happen. It's gonna connect. Pace has himself to worried about this blue focus. He's gonna try to look for a disenchant. He uses F1 way too early, and that's gonna be where the Foxfire comes in now. Horizontal to a free Soul Break. Pace gets caught to that kick right to the face, and for Akame's first elimination.
Back. Akame feeling it out. You love to see it. Absolute positivity coming through here. Is he going to be able to go through with that rotation? I mean, obviously, he was able to at least, capture that one here, and obviously that became a favorite of his, something that he needed for sure. And hopefully, you can keep that same momentum here, as they're going to be able to rock towards that then. It looks like Wang Liang's trying to see if he can catch up to Xshin. Xshin trying to separate further and further away, and it looks like he's going to be able to successfully do that. Trying to close out that gap just little by little here, but obviously making it a little bit harder for anyone else to be able to do anything else. AS trying to see if he can close in. Akame goes for a nice little bit of a stun. Doesn't want him to at least touch up towards that. Oh no, he ends up getting caught by his own stun. Akame ends up getting juggled into this. AS could use his advantage here. This could be huge for AS here as he's able to successfully get one, but he ends up getting dropped, and the dual halberd is able to put in a lot of damage. He ends up dodging outside of it. Ends up getting caught by the stun of the Tesla. The question is, can he push him out of the way just for long enough for him to be able to do it as he decides to back off this, pushes towards it, and it looks like that stun is going to be able to help, so that way he doesn't get hit by it, though. Nice click by the ulti. Looks like he's going to drive him towards the essence of the next one. Almost gets hit by another stun. Ends up missing out on that, and AS is able to capture Akame inside of this nice little juggle. Nice hit, captures the swing, and sends him back and says, I'll see you in the next fight, buddy.
That part. You know, it's crazy. Like, AS timed everything out to his advantage there. I was kind of worried when he used, whenever he used the F2, right? He got caught out, and before the blue focus initiates in the gold, he lost the usage of his ability. But then when he uses his V2, that's a secondary option for him to iframe through the Tesla ultimate, right? So he can iframe through the Tesla enchant if he uses the flash step pursuit in the right manner of fashion, where he's not burning his blocks, and in order to do so, catches up the kill for Akame. Now, Xen up against Wang Liang. Might be seeing the F2 to force the F2 for the combo breaker, as Xen has ultimate here. He's got V2, right? We're gonna have to see whether or not Wang is looking for a preemptive open. That might be it for Wang Liang. That's gonna be a free uppercut, blue focus release. Third elimination for Xen here. He's working it out. He's gonna have himself, I think, kill leader into this lobby. So he's gonna have one of the three for the only 3 kills into this lobby so far, and has his soul bloom on standby. And as we know, Romy Yang gonna spawn here in just a moment. Roishishi over by the Artisan's Grove, aka Money Town, as he is looking to try to loot up here for as much gold as possible, and probably gonna look to just upgrade his arsenal. If he doesn't have a purple weapon, now would be the time for him to hit to a shop and just make sure he's ready for Romy Yang before the timer comes down. But Akame out into the zone, over by the Daylily Meadow, making his way back in towards the forest line, is just gonna go ahead and just just play the recon game for loot, considering he's on economy runs, and just making sure he can come back into this game. And his railgun. 0 eliminations, 100% ultimate, so he has a full bar. He sees Arano, as Arano looks to chase him down here. 3 positions are out to be met. If Arano or Pace are going to be coming up against his Tessa, it's just either or the ultimates to be enchanted to come out, because they're all Tessas here. These are the 3 of the 4 Tessas in this lobby are made to met near to the Celestial region. But Pace finds out Arano and looks at his RMB. trying to charge it up, try to keep the mitigation if it comes down towards taking a hit from a blue folk or from a neutral attack. But of course, Roishishi finds out Arano here for range shots as Weishi is also in the vicinity. And Weishi being the only Zai is definitely going to be that, you know, ideal terminology of being a dark horse, where he's like the one person into this pick that is choosing a character that can be located and be recognized. But Pace gets caught out into the ravine. He does not have another soul to come out here. This is going to be a tough point if someone can find him out as it comes towards pushing him, but no one takes the opportunity of doing so, considering that Arano was constantly enchant, right? Railgun looks towards him instead of going towards Pace, and Pace just finds any opportunity here and makes the distance to be met. And this is right before the first Realm of Yang, so he could still enter this realm, Davi, if he decides to work off of just one ultimate cast.
I think it's still going to be helpful for him, though, inside of this area here, especially with this momentum that he has. Obviously, being able to push towards it here still can work out in his favor here, as we still have some Realm of Yangs popping up very, very soon. Probably within like the next 60 seconds, probably end up seeing them. With that here, I feel like the momentum here, in terms of it's been pretty universal for everyone. I think now, though, it's more so like, where do you think certain players should be headed if they want to see themselves in qualifying? In terms of that aggression, right? We talk about being at the right place at the right time. We talk about pushing forward. Do you risk the Realm of Yang?
Not after season 12. we're preempted to that. Oh man, I don't even want to look outside. I don't even want to look outside the window from that Realm of Yang, because the fact that there are 6-7 players just waiting this out, and I'm not sure how many of them actually.
Not everybody gonna make it in.
Yeah, if there's other players outside of the map or at the threshold to make it into other Realm of Yang portals, it's going to be a slaughter outside. But Shueichi rocking his Zai game here as Roishishi here, blue armor, purple weapons between both of them. We're going to see musket shots switched out between 1 to the 2. And of course, if Roishishi gets caught to this parry, you're going to see Shueichi not look back while he releases that pitter patter. He gets the LMB, gets the uppercut here. Shueichi having himself to extend out here with these staggers. And of course, Roishishi is just eating up all this damage, has ultimate into disadvantage. But of course, Shueichi does have one big advantage here, and that's going to be V2, where he's able to get a burn off of Roishishi. And there's going to be the extension for the F2. Roishishi, I don't know if he knows he has V1, because he's not using V1 for anything. He's not using it for any attacks. He's not going to use it for anything of the nature. It's just him using it as a way of dodge teching, I guess. Because now Weishi comes out here with the Realm of Yang victorious. He's got purple armor, gold weapon. That's huge for his ultimate. So he's able to take that to the able-bodied state of just catching a huge damage spike for that skill. Of course, AES gets his win off of about as excellent on the Realm of Yang. And there is a fight that we were talking about outside the Realm of Yang. We see Fang up against Spider near to the Morse, blessing that coincidentally spawned right nearby to Shueichi. So if he looked to try to go in there, he's not going to take the time to do so. Paste, on the other hand, lost his fight from the Realm of Yang. He finds that soul wound that he had earnestly earned from the first eliminations against Akame. But then, oh, actually, with Roishishi, wait a second. AS found that elimination off of Akame. And then Japace just found that soul wound. He just knew it was there the whole time. So if AS goes back into the zone, if it gets really deep and he doesn't realize that, it's going to be a tough day. I'm castigating you guys. I'm calling it out. AS might be getting himself caught into the position, though, against Weishi, where the F2 comes out. There's going to be LMB. There's going to be uppercut. Going to go for the R&B, a 2-on-1 swap for the staff. Of course, we're going to see an ultimate cast coming out from the Zai. Catches the 1-2. Catches looking for the R&B for blue focus, but AS gets himself into ult status. Finds a V2. Finds a stagger of F1s coming out here from Weishi. Weishi looking to try to go for the gold focus hits if he can. There's going to be a chance here for AS. Look for the teleport right then and there. Finds the armor swap. Weishi living here for another few seconds here, but the F2 kill confirmation there is massive. And AS picks up his third elimination for this round into the servant's grounds.
Nice strike towards this one here. But the question is, as you said, going back to the one person who has to go back here, do you think he's most likely going to risk it? Or would you rather just go outside and then try to see if maybe you can fight that out? Or just catch a decent third party if you're lucky for it.
I mean, if you're looking for it, I mean, he can try to get himself off. He doesn't have ultimate, right? So, like, for both these case scenarios, Shueichi lost his armor because he looked for the armor swap.
Right.
And that's where it's coming out towards where he has to reposition here. And AS, coincidentally, still nearby. I don't think Shueichi should have taken the time to spawn as fast as he did, but gets caught to the F1 usage, of course, with that parry coming out. And AS, I don't know. AS has this to the books. catches the jump LMBs, uses F2. He can cancel it early, but he's looking to try to confirm that. And I think versus here to try to grief AS's day. Remember, AS is at the pinnacle of being gatekept from the scores. He needs his elimination stat because right then and there, if a bow shot comes out, it's going to be the end of the day. But AS finds it. Sobloom picked up.
Whoa.
Big damage coming out here. And the F2 burn. That's big.
So, notice, now that he got that 4th elimination, 29.4, he's 1 point away from qualifying. 2 away from hopefully being able to secure it, but he still has PST right up top, so he needs to at least get to 32 points in order for him to most likely confirm it. Because right now, JJH and GG is officially out, which is very, very unfortunate as AS ends up getting eliminated, sadly, but he does have that Vermilion's Burst Might to keep the game alive for himself. But, like I said, he's still down, and he's not officially out. Has that chance. This is huge for him. Meanwhile, for Roy Shishi, he's still got some time left on the clock, but he's going to have to fight. He's really going to see himself keep this game alive for him. 14.5. It's not looking good for him for qualifying. But never say never. Never say never. Just, you know, never. It's just really, really far out of the way. If he's going to find one, he's going to have to find it now, and he's going to have to find it really early into this fight here. And sadly, I don't think fighting Spider is the, you know, the best move to do here. But you never know. You know, Spider has been caught out in tough situations before. He has gotten out very early in the game, so it is possible. Currently, it's not looking so good for him in terms of Roy Shishi, not Spider. They can go through with the scale rush here. Roy Shishi trying to see if maybe they can close this out a little bit more. Rotating this out, going for the shield swap here. And it looks like he's going to find another one down towards the bottom. That's going to be S-Rail. Goes for the stun. Ends up blocking him, forces the ulti, so that way he doesn't get hit by the stun. Oh, he ends up getting hit by the stun anyway. The circle is at a massive disadvantage here. Oh, he's dangerously low, 1 HP. He was able to stun 2 of them both at the same time here. Oh, almost gets out by a random bow up top of the mountain. I don't know exactly why he ends up going back in the circle here, but it looks like the time strike's not enough. As he ends up hitting out, sadly. Bane's Breath takes another one. Or the Realm of Yang takes another one. Spider ends up getting elimination on S-Rail. Spider heads back up top, ends up getting 1 elimination. He's back in the game still.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's tough. It's tough. He really got out there, you know, to the point where if he did have like at least like maybe 3 seconds catching an L jump LMB, he would have probably killed one of the 2 there because they were super low. But Romaine Depletion takes another victim, as we've seen before, and now AS still right behind Paste, going to Romaine for potential 5th elimination here to circumvent the score and just be in the lead. And he has himself martial artist will hook form, so that's why he's got himself a purple or a blue pair of dual halberds, or a blue pair of dual halberds to stand by. But opts in for the fan up against Exen, and Exen has V2 here, so take a look and see how well it's going to place into play. AS has himself to look for an uppercut, doesn't confirm it, looks for the R&B, gets parried as a result, has no way to actually getting out of this. Extension here is going to be immense for Exen. He's looking for the LMB uppercut. F2 comes out here from Exen. He's going to have full opportunity here to pop ult. There's a blue focus, not going to throw it. Has V2, looking for the bend. The bend is going to be happened, but because I mean, if Exen gets his freeze here, it would have been it. But I think right then and there's going to be an F2 force because Exen has to cancel ultimate, and it still doesn't matter. Yes, finally found his 5th elimination, has himself the buff, has another gold weapon on standby, and of course now he's going to be able to just keep this momentum going if he decides to hunt players down with either the Mystic Might or for the WTP or White Tiger's Prowess buff. But that katana might be made into a Hong Sword. I'm gonna be 100% honest, considering that a lot of players are utilizing this Hong Sword for the quick amount of damage in a short amount of time. Wang Liang though finds elimination off of Fang here as the Rumyang for the 2nd Rumyang. And for Fang, I'm not sure if he kept any Soul Blooms, but we can see Exen, since he did find those first eliminations out and towards near to the Moonlit Courtyard, he's going to look for the Soul Bloom around before he decides to spawn in and just make sure he can spawn in here since there was a lot of players at Breezy Maze. I think the reason a lot of players were at Breezy Maze to begin with is like there's 3 Fireflies in there. But the other thing is that area also has a ton of troves for looting if they want to really just lock in early game loot with the exception of being able to pick up Fireflies along the side. And there it is. Roaming Depletion is now eliminated, and Exen still has a couple of meters just to make through and coming back into this game.
Love to see it when the opportunity really does present itself. It's such a fantastic way, though, especially within this fight. It looks like Fang's back in the game. Like it's time for him to start dishing out some more issues. Spider, top 3. Same with Action. Top 4. 56.3 and a 57. But look at this, right in between. AS is officially qualified on top of the red line, and PST is out. AS is going to have to continue to work if he's going to see himself in a place where he doesn't have to worry about getting fully eliminated. As PST now has to get a little bit of more work done. And Akame, the third one out of contention right now. He still has a long way to go. It's not necessarily impossible, but knowing that we still have one more game left, it's going to be really tough as both of them end up getting juggled into this. Both the freeze verse tries to see if maybe he can rotate this out as much as possible. AS trying to see if he can time it right here. They're both fiending to try to see if they can capture this elimination. This could be huge for one of them, especially AS. AS can just try to drift himself further and further away from PST, at least getting past S-Rail and Arano. This would be massive for him, though, if he is able to. He's 5 eliminations deep so far here. That confidence very, very, very high. Question is he able to do it here? Oh, beautiful shutdown towards this. Then Spider comes through and steals the elimination away. All that work just for Spider to come in and say, yoink.
Yoink. Happens all the time, man. Spider is here to just steal those kills. But you know what? Opportunity struck, and he took it. And of course, he does now have, he now has 4 eliminations. So he's second place in terms of kill leader spot. And we know AS has his White Tiger's prowess. Remember, guys, if you get kills with the White Tiger's prowess, right, you get a stackable defense buff between both range and melee resistance. Pace, though, trying to earn his second elimination to this lobby, which would then allow for him to just pass AS as a predicament. But it's just a back and forth between these two for 12th and 13th. It's just like, gotta keep it going through and trying to just surpass one another. And then even then they can surpass Arano, right? Because Arano's at 32.1. So finding 2 eliminations, both of them would be able to catch past Arano at that point as well. And you mentioned about Sorogun, and this is where these 4 players are. Sorogun and Arano are out. So AS and Pace are in. There's 5 opponents for either or players to look towards, or 6 players between each other to just go ahead and eliminate some off the board. But it really just comes down to, Spider. If he comes in here and disrupts the whole flow of things, it's just because he found the better opportunity of just catching anyone out of their, spots. And this hilltop is where infinites can occur. We could see fan infinite to be utilized if it comes down to a consolidated fight, but none of that's going to happen here as Akame gets focused down here hard. And there's Wang Yang with that kill. Now it's up to Wang Spider to look to try to F2 Pace out of this area, and the F1's invested as Pace goes to the sky. So will Spider. And with Spider looking to try to lock down Pace, he gets himself into this cliffside. Buttery rocks, pull out a pickaxe, because if anything happens and if he gets grief because he's fighting on this hillside, it's going to be up to him to realize that, yeah, maybe it wasn't the best spot to fight. Because we've seen that into solos where when someone's slipping and they try to go for a parry and then they just start slipping down and then they can't actually confirm that hit to kill confirm somebody, and then boom, they're just out there.
Absolutely. Definitely make it a little harder, though, towards that. Just try to find it. It can be very hectic in a lot of different situations here, especially if you're not really paying attention. Certain things are just not in the element of what you want. Definitely can get a little hectic sometimes. Obviously, with the amount of momentum happening towards all this, see what happens. Action trying to back this one out here. Like I said before, with everybody in chat, make sure to hit the follow button, show support to Naraka Bladepoint, and also follow us on Twitter and all of social media, especially at Naraka Esports on Twitter for everything related to NBPL, along with this for the rest of the season, even towards our summer split. And obviously towards the end of the year, we're back for another grand final. It's going to be absolutely incredible. See if they can keep that going here as Action. Caught in between some people, though. Sadly, a lot of them were whiffing. I think they're going to try to see if they can rotate this around. Action just trying to capture one, and he ends up getting hit by it. Looks like that was a blade here. Oh, Action dangerously low here, caught in between 4. And it looks like Wang Liang is going to capture another elimination here in towards that momentum here. Wow. What a finish towards that. Wang Liang was just really finding these moments here and really able to steal them away from a lot of players here. Now we're down to our top 5. AS 32.4, 5 eliminations still. Pace still alive in this, though. 31.3. Yeah. Fang, 45.6. In place of 7th. Able to do so well towards this here, Fang, with that gold shield here. A lot of that confidence as well. Pace trying to see if he can capture another one here. Spider ends up getting a hit with, it looks like it. Is he on a dagger? He's got the dagger on him here. He's causing some problems. He's making him sweat. He's pumping that out. It looks like, here we go, back towards it. Looks like he's going to find the stun as well. PST is going to be able to push him off. The question is he going to be able to stop the stun? It looks like he's able to here. It looks like Pace dangerously low on the outskirts. Wrong side of the tracks, wrong side of the circle. Definitely does not want to be on this other side here. And it looks like PST trying to see if maybe he can close this one out. Oh, trying to see if he can maneuver this around. Definitely does not want to get caught up in the worst situation possible here.
There it is.
Oh, and Spider is able to capture the bow elimination. That's his 6th. AS is able to capture another one. That's his 6th as well. Well, Spider catches his 5th. Wow. Haste is out. AS just slowly climbing away, further and further away. And now, in reality, the last game is going to be up to Arano, PST, Haste, and Esrael. They're only 2 points away from each other.
Really close.
They're really close. I love these games.
A placement point and 1 kill difference is what can happen if Face like beats out Sorogun, for instance. It's like that close. Like it's like, and Spider picked up that kill, the 5th kill with that bow shot. Wang Ling is still into the fray of things. This Moonbane, top 3 players left into this lobby. Gold staff on standby for Wang Liang, and we did see Fang, the Matari, getting eliminated out here from AS as it came down. I really wanted to see that fight, but you know, we didn't get a chance to see whether or not there was any sort of ult procs coming out from Matari, and if it allowed for AS to propel his movement, because his ults is at 48. He must have had to use his ultimate, and it's a direct counter to Matari, right? Like Shaiol's, if they preemptive ult, what can happen is that every single one of those Matari backstabs are worth for naught. Like there's no worthwhile effort for the Matari backstabs if the Shaiol ult is up beforehand, and that's where it really comes down to being able to use it defensively versus offensively for Matari ult. Considering that when a Shaiol finds herself in a bad predicament, she will use the ultimate, and if Matari uses ultimate afterwards, there's really not much she can do besides having to avoid those V2's flash steps coming out from Shaiol. But regardless, it's a very rare occurrence you're going to see Matari into these NBPL. But you know, in the ranked games, you can also be able to use her and find that niche of being able to, you know, use her in that usage, and finding value in her is really the valued aspect of how you want to be able to use that character. I love Matari. I was a day 1 Matari player, you know, coming out here. The beta Mataris were outside of this world, but then, you know, then it surely and slowly became more of a duration versus anything Ultimate's game when it came down towards it. And hopefully we see some Mataris in the next season for this game. But Spider up against Wang Liang as the pushback comes up. He's building up a rage here slowly but surely, but he's eating resources as AS is showing dominance. Essentially the T-pose coming out from this realm with the tuna proc being coming out here, and that's big sustain, and he's at 75% rage, so he's gonna have a little bit chance here of catching between both Wang Liang and Spider, but will look like Spider is at a low enough point where he could really lose all his armor right here. And then as Wang Liang catches these neutrals, gets a soul shatter release, and that's going to be revealed as the ace up his sleeve for a neutral uppercut. But it looks like Spider is going to take the time to use ultimate, has the time to take the heals, won't take any sort of headshot staggers here, as AS is just keeping on that tuna. He's keeping it going through. Wang Liang looking for reset. Spider looking to try to chase out Wang Liang, and as it comes out here, the RB is going to try to lock him out of the tree line. And this cliff side is going to be huge here into the final circle. Once we reach out into the lower plateau, we're going to see a big chance for these players to try to keep that momentum of a Dragon War or better, because Spider now revealed his ace up his sleeve with a Dragon War. You can actually tell the difference between a regular meter dump between a Dragon War and no Dragon War, just basically between the swings of the nunchucks, and that's how players are able to take consideration of, okay, I cannot be within range of this player because he could be releasing into the other direction and then coming towards me with the gold focus, because that's where it comes down towards that skill and Soul Jade. And right now, three Shaios into the final circle. No ultimate for Spider. AS and Wang Liang are healthy as can be, especially AS. He's been healing himself up with tuna the whole time, and Wang Liang is just keeping a 1v1 tactic against Spider. And these are two opponents that really come close to one another, especially how it came down to yesterday for day 2 solos, where Wang Liang and Spider had their tassels back and forth between both Roman Yangs and outside of it. And this is going to be it. Wang Liang finds his infinite. This is going to be a huge kill for him because he's looking for it. RMB is going to delete all his health, and there's going to be a chance here for the F2 kill confirmation from Wang Liang. He can get it, but he gets caught into propelled blue focus. And you can see Spider charging up the Dragon War, a pistol shot to try to push it out here, and no chance for him to catch his F2 unless it's happening right now. There's the F2 from Spider, knocks back Wang Liang, looks for the double F2 coming out from both kills, but AS finds his 7th elimination, and with that, he's going to be in a 1v1 against Wang Liang. He looks for the heal. He's looking to try to close gap. He's got ultimate cast between both of these Xiaos. There's the first one. Wang Liang looking to try to prioritize off of this end. The RMB comes out. There's going to be a double blue focus release. AS is looking to try to look for his chance here to try to catch neutral. Of course, burning those blocks is more important here than anything. Black Tortoise block number 1, number 2 is going to be coming out here. Wang Liang loses all his blocks. AS still has one last one to use for a flash step pursuit, and of course, he catches no hits as Wang Liang is looking for this momentum. A rampage has been revealed. AS looks for this RMBs, but there's the uppercut. The Soul Shatter works so much well in Wang Liang's favor, and he catches his RMB. He's gonna jump RMB. AS looking for his chance, but an F2 is ready for Wang Liang to get the kill confirmation, and there it is, 5th elimination for Wang into this round. But we know AS came out here on top for elimination, and thus he held the MVP.